Well, it's that time of year again, income tax return time. And you know what that means? Time for a new motorcycle, right? Have a little bit extra money, might as well just go ahead and get you a bike. Well, I did. I've got one coming. I got a Lifan KPT 400, and it's getting processed right now. So it'll be coming my way shortly. And I got mine in the white color. And if you guys are interested in getting a Lifan KPT 400 from Venom, you probably ought to get your name in the hat real soon because I don't think the availability right now is a lot of them. But if you want one, you probably better go ahead and get you one because they'll probably go quick. But anyway, I thought, well, you guys might be interested in one of these other bikes, one of the bikes that I have here in my garage. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and give you a brief overview of each one of these bikes. And maybe you're interested in it, and maybe give you a little bit of extra information to let you know which one is best suited for you. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start with the Mighty Thunder. And you might ask yourself, well, why do you call it the Mighty Thunder? Well, when I first got this bike, I thought only 8.5 horsepower, something like that. It wouldn't have a lot of power to it. Well, my first ride really surprised me. It has a lot more power than I thought. It doesn't feel like 8.5 horsepower. The good thing about this bike is it's very simple. You don't have to worry about, it doesn't have a battery. It doesn't have an electric start, so you don't have to worry about those things going bad or not being able to start out in the woods because all you got to do is kickstart it. And it's a very simple bike. It does have a headlight, so you can ride at night if you'd like to out in the woods. It's a great running trail bike. I've had this motorcycle up to 50 miles per hour. That's right, 50. I was surprised, and that's GPS verified. Now, the only change that I made was the carburetor. I put a Nibby carburetor on it, and I did that just because I was experimenting. It doesn't really need it. With a stock carburetor, it runs fantastic, and you don't really need to. Now, this bike is a little bit shorter right now than the way that it comes because I wanted to lower it down for my grandson. He's 10 years old now, and I want him to ride this year, so I'm going to let him try it out. The way it comes is a little bit too tall for him, so I lowered it down, and it makes it very nice for him to be able to get on it. So we'll see how he does, but this is a really nice bike, especially for the money. It doesn't cost a lot for this bike, and it's got a lot of nice features to it. It really is, and it's a very nice looking bike. So if you're wanting a dirt bike, that's a good selection there. The next thing let's talk about is this Lifan KPV 150 scooter. Now, if you're new to riding and you're not really familiar with using a clutch or a shifter or anything like that, then an automatic like this is the best thing for you. I mean, you need to learn how to ride with a clutch and a shifter eventually, but you want to start out on something so you can learn the balance and be able to steer and all that kind of stuff. Learn the basics. This is a great bike to learn on. It's very, very easy to ride. Man, I mean, it is just a beautiful motorcycle, and it's a pretty powerful bike for 150cc. I think it has something like 14 horsepower, excuse me, but it does run really well. I've had it 65 on the highway, and it's smooth. My goodness, it's smooth as butter, and it just starts so good every time. Excellent fuel economy. So if you're looking for a scooter or your first bike, it's really a nice bike. I think it's got like a 30-inch seat height, so it's not very tall. Shorter riders can be able to ride it. It's really nice bike. Then if you're looking for maybe more of a street bike, something that you can play around and shift and has a clutch and all that kind of stuff, this is one of my favorites. This is a Lifan KPM 200cc. Now, what makes this one really nice is it's water cooled and it's fuel injected. Now, the scooter's water cooled and fuel injected as well. That's awesome. I mean, it just makes it simple to get on it and go and ride. But this bike here, it just looks so nice. It runs so good down the road. And again, it only has 17 horsepower, but it sure feels like it has more horsepower because it just pulls through the gears. I think it's got a higher RPM range is what makes it so nice. Now, Venom also has the newer model of this. This is the older model, and the newer model is a KPM RS, and it's more of a little bit of a lean forward. It has clip-on handlebars, not the kind of handlebars like this, but the ones that just clip on. You know, they have a bolt that bolts onto the top of the forks most of the time. And anyway, that's got more of a forward lean. This has got more of an upright riding position, so it's something that you really need to decide what makes more comfort for you. If you have more comfort leaning, you have more comfort sitting straight up. Because I had a Lifan KPR 200 at one time, and it had a little bit of a forward lean, but I really felt that it was comfortable to ride. I had to put a little bit of riser blocks on it to raise the handlebars up just a little bit, excuse me, to make it comfortable for me, but I really thought it was comfortable. So maybe the Lifan KPM RS would suit you as well. But this bike here is really comfortable for me. It's upright riding position. They both have fuel injection and they're water cooled. The difference is the new KPM 200 has a 4-valve cylinder head. And what difference does that make? Well, I think if you had a side-by-side comparison and you were riding them, you'd be able to tell. The 4-valve is going to have more power, more horsepower. They claim 20 horsepower with that little 200cc engine. And it wouldn't surprise me if you put a performance exhaust on it and get 22, 23 horsepower out of it. I know this one here, I put a performance exhaust on it, and it feels to me like it's gained some horsepower. So you might consider that. So whichever bike you would prefer, the KPM RS is just a little bit more money, but I think for value-wise, this bike is unbeatable. It's got the bar end mirrors that helps you to see out the back really, really well, see cars around you. And there's just got a lot going for this bike. There's several different colors that this comes in. Same with the KPV, it comes in like, I think 3 or 4 different colors. So you can find what color you like and go with that. And the last one I have over here is my KPX 250, Lifan KPX 250. This is air-cooled, but it's fuel injected, and it has 20 horsepower. So this has the most horsepower stock of all of my bikes. And this one is a very, very fun bike. You know, dual sports really have like a neat little niche, you know what I mean? Because you can ride them off-road. They have tires kind of situated for riding off-road. I mean, you can't do aggressive dirt, mud kind of riding with these kind of tires, but you can go trail riding perfectly fine with it. You can, you know, go through rocks and different things with it, and it'd be fine. But these tires on the road are fantastic. They don't make a lot of noise. They're smooth. They feel good. It's comfortable. And this bike will do about 75 miles per hour. So it's got a good mile per hour on it too. And the KPM 200, I wanted to mention that. It will do 79 miles per hour. So it's a little bit faster because it's more of a street bike. But this KPX 250, one thing that I really like about is it sits up high. Now that might be a drawback for you if you're not if you're a little shorter person than what I am. But even if you can manage to ride it, one thing good about riding it on the road is you sit up high and you can see over the top of most cars. Now big trucks you're not going to be able to see over, but cars you can see over. Why is that important? Well, you can see things in front of you. You can see cars coming on the opposite traffic and see what they're doing. That way you can keep an eye on the way things are going around you. That makes it really nice. So this kind of is a do-all motorcycle. I mean, you can do a lot of different things with it. So I have a purpose for each one of these bikes, and I really like them. Now my new KPT 400 is going to be more of a long distance travel bike. I plan on taking it to the Tail of the Dragon. I'm going to meet up with Jerry from Jerry Hawk 250. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just look for that in the future. But if you guys are interested in any of these bikes, go to the Venom website and check them out. And if you order one, you could use my coupon code Herbies Garage 50 off, and they'll give you $50 off your purchase. And I'd appreciate it because I get a little notoriety from it. And anyway, Venom has been very good to me. I mean, I've bought several bikes now, and I've really enjoyed them all. I've not had any issues with any of them, to tell you the truth. I really love them. So anyway, let's go ahead and do a real close-up on all the bikes, and then we'll just call it from there. All right, this is the Venom Thunder 125. Good looking bike. And this is the Lifan KPV 150. And then the Lifan KPM 200. Now, I have made a few modifications to this bike because I've had it for a while and I'm just trying to make it my own, but you'll see what they look like stock from the factory. Really, really nice bike. And then the Lifan KPX 250. Love the green. The green, white, and black just kind of goes together very, very, very well. All right, there's all four of them. You really can't go wrong with any of these bikes. They're all good bikes. It just depends on what you want. You know, you want to ride in the dirt. You want to ride a lot of city riding and something that's very easy to ride. You want to be able to hit the highway and be able to maybe go longer distances. Or do you want to ride off-road and the street? It's your choice. So that's pretty much everything I have for you on these bikes. If you want to see more on any of these bikes, I've got several videos on all of them. So if you want to learn about that, just go to Herbies Garage LLC and check out my channel. And I've got many, many videos, like I say, on it. So maybe you can gather a little information so you can make a decision on what you prefer, what you'd rather have. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate you coming along, and I will see you on the next one.